Laugh out loud, it's the place to be, where geeky minds meet so naturally. From pixel legends to blockbuster heart, dive right in, let's set this vibe apart.
And a happy new year.
The tidings we bring to you and your friends. This song is public domain, so I think we can sing it. I think it's public domain.
Who's copyrighted it?
You do it to anybody who possibly could. That's how bad it is. They copyright anything. That's like how they got It's a Wonderful Life was in the public domain for like 30 years or something like that, and then NBC Universal found a way to get it copyrighted again.
Gotcha.
They found a way to ruin it.
That's when you stop watching it.
And that's why that movie was on TV every single year for Christmas, because it didn't cost any of the TV stations anything to run it. And it was a relatively popular movie. It's not as good as everybody makes it out to be. Everybody makes it out to be this amazing thing because everybody's seen it. It's a bad movie. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. But it is not the greatest Christmas movie of all time. That's all.
I have never seen it.
Oh, you should. Especially when,
I can't see it now.
Why not?
Because it's past Christmas.
Oh, yeah, you can wait till next Christmas, maybe. Maybe it'll be one of the movies we review. Maybe we'll do like Christmas movies we should have seen that we never seen or something like that.
Okay, have you ever seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah, that's the with the claymation.
Yeah, darn, that one's a classic.
I actually have that. I actually have all of those. Yeah, it is good. There's some good ones. Then there's there's some good ones and then there's some bad ones, But I mean, last year we did that's when we did Ernest Saves Christmas, and that's still getting views.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
that is a classic movie.
It was a good one.
Speaking of classic movies and not so classic movies, tonight we are going to talk about our favorite and least favorite movie reviews of the year.
But these are reviews that we did, that movies that we did. They're not going to be like just the whole year in review of movies, because we haven't seen. Actually, I don't think I've seen any movie that came out this year.
I've seen a couple, so that's about.
I've seen anything that came out this year. I did. I saw The Naked Gun.
That's true. Yeah, you did go see that, and you did that for us, so we didn't have to.
Yeah, so that could be one of the movies. I say, who knows? We'll find out when we get to that. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, before that, though, we do have to go over a calendar for January. So for January, here are our topics that are coming up. For January 4th, now we tend to do just gaming stuff at the end of the month, and this really was kind of founded on gaming in a way. So I'm happy that we're getting like another gaming topic within the month. For January 4th is I waited this long to find out it's trash. So these are games that maybe we pre-ordered, we waited a long time to get, we were excited about when we first heard about them, or maybe we're skeptical a little and wanted to see how things played out, and then finally jumped and realized the game is complete garbage.
Yeah.
And January 11th, I'm so excited about January 11th. I'm all ready for it at this point. January 11th, Hell Hath No Fury, Women That Slay movie reviews. We will be talking about 6 or 7, depending on how you want to look at it, movies. The movies are going to be action-oriented, women-led, women-kicking butt movies. So the 6/7 movies we have are going to be Lucy, Atomic Blonde, Aliens, Battle Angel Alita, or I think it's maybe called in the movie theater Alita Battle Angel, Columbiana, and Kill Bill, volumes 1 and 2.
Now with the Kill Bills, I'm watching them separately. I wanted to watch the whole bloody affair, but other than like illegal means using like torrent or whatever, I don't see any way of getting a hold of this movie right now. So I'm going to be doing them separately, but that leaves it open. So down the road, when I do get the chance to see the whole bloody affair, I might revisit the movie.
Okay, but we're not going to be doing like Kill Bill Volume 1, the review, then Kill Bill Volume 2, the review. It's going to be just Kill Bill.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. They're gonna be we're gonna be reviewing them as if they were one movie already. But I'm just saying it's the whole bloody affair is the one I wanted to watch, which is
Yeah.
kind of why this movie's on this list. But I dragged my feet and I didn't go to the movie theater, and now it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Then on the 18th of January, the 18th of January is going to be an interesting episode because we don't really have a topic. We're just, it's a special time of the year.
It's the most important time of the year. It is my birthday and also I guess Mike's birthday too.
Close enough.
Close enough. A week before or something.
We're just going to talk about, I don't know what, maybe we'll just talk about like birthday things we remember about our birthdays, like memorial birthdays. That's not right. Memorable birthdays, or just events that happened, or maybe somebody else's memorable birthday, or who, whatever. We'll talk about George Washington's birthday. It doesn't matter. It's just going to be a free form birthday celebration episode.
Dude, I have an idea. I don't want to share it on the air. I literally just had an idea for this.
Okay, so then we're gonna all find out what Ben's idea is on the 18th of January. And then finally on the 25th of January, and this is actually kind of crazy because this is something that Barrett threw out at me here. So all the credit to Barrett for this topic. Hopefully he'll be able to actually join us for this one as well too. It's, when did the game series stop becoming the game series? And he gave the best example of this using the Iliad, where when they leave, it's a big journey back. So when they leave, the ship is what it is. By the time it gets to the destination, it's had so many parts and everything replaced and so forth. Is it still the same ship? This is the same thing. So we're going to be talking about games that started doing one thing and are now possibly unrecognizable to that series, or have gone through so many changes. The question is, should they still be that series?
Resident Evil.
So we are going to probably have our flagship one.
Every time there's something wrong in gaming, somehow this one particular series seems to come up.
Yep, and I'm sure it will, because it would be on my radar. Well, and I'm sure another big one that everyone knows is already on my radar for this one. But we'll find out what those are at the end of January. So that is going to be our January topics.
It will be definitely. Okay. So tonight we are talking about.
We've got a couple things that we're talking about. So first thing is, we're going to talk about our favorite and least favorite movie reviews, movies that were reviewed for this month, as well as then we'll get into our main topic, which is going to be fun because this is just going to be basically our wish list, our gaming wish list going into 2026, what we're waiting for. So let's start out with the mini topic first. And the way we're going to do this is we're going alphabetical. Ben goes first. I go second. We're going to start with the best movie review that we did. And once he and I are done, we're going to go to the worst movie review that we did.
Now, when I talk about like best and worst movie review, I don't mean like how good of a job we did in reviewing the movie. We mean like the actual movie itself, which was
we're talking about how good of a job the actors and directors did.
Yeah, that's not like, well, I thought we did a really good job, me and you reviewing this. I mean, you had a really good point there, Mike, and then I came back with a good counterpoint. No, we're not doing.
I think if we were doing that, I would win the award for son-in-law review because I flipped your thumb.
Yeah, 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 that is definitely true. So it's definitely not going to be mentioned today beyond what we're talking about right here, because it's neither the best nor the worst.
You got a good point there. So Ben, let's start out. What was the best movie that we reviewed this year?
I keep thinking about it. It's got to be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I never seen the movie really before, and watching it and having this opportunity and like a reason to watch it, and I just like absolutely just, like love the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's this it's so much fun, and the chemistry with John Candy and Steve Martin is just amazing, and it's just you see it, and it's like yes, there's a lot of tropes in there that have been used like previously. Of I could see Odd Couple is what it is, but it's like
Yeah.
the way that they pulled it off. It's just a really really great movie. And out of all the movies we reviewed this year, it just keeps coming up in my head as being the best one we've done this year.
I think that it would be a good quote unquote "It's a Wonderful Life" for the Thanksgiving season. I think that's one that should be played definitely yearly. I don't think it is anymore. I know it's played pretty prominently back in the day, but I don't think it's really played anymore on TV. But that would be a good one to show yearly around Thanksgiving time
Yeah,
because it's just a really fun, relaxing movie that just is done really well.
yeah.
So,
All right, go ahead.
all right, for me, you all know it's coming. Tenet, because why? It is my favorite movie of all time, and I will say this: anyone, anyone who would say that this is the worst movie does not know their head from their butt. They probably stick their head in the toilet for their crap to come out. They don't know anything about movies. Nothing at all. It's a really good movie if you can focus and actually hear kind of what's going on. And you just want something that's just going to it's going to make your mind think the whole time, and you're going to be looking for how does this connect with this and how does this relate with this. And it's funny because like I had said that time, my second favorite movie is Inception, which yeah, it's the same person that does it, but it's the same idea where your brain is going to be thinking the whole time and piecing all these things together. And that's one of the big reasons why I love Tenet so much. And I am also fascinated with time manipulation and also vectors streaming off into different type of realities and things like that. That really hooks me big time. So that's why when I first saw the ad, I was like, because the ad starts with the scene where there's a bullet holes in the glass, and the person asks what happened, and the guy says it hasn't happened yet. And when I saw that in the ad, I'm like, this is something I definitely have to add. So I do want to stress anyone who says this is the worst movie, they know nothing. And Ben, your turn now. What is your worst movie?
My worst movie has got to be the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's
Really?
the yeah. What do you think I was gonna say? Tenet?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I mean, with that setup, I kind of thought you that's what you thought, but no, I Rocky Horror Picture Show is just like horrid. It's like, and it's bad on so many different levels. Like it's like production wise, it's very well put together. It's actually very well acted. It's just the subject matter is shit. The movie, which in turn it's lacking of morals. It's lacking of anything other than like Susan Sarandon's chest. That's all the movie has for me. Like, or at least with Tenet, I might watch it again and try to maybe pay more attention to it and maybe try to figure out why you enjoy it so much.
Mhm.
Where so at least there's some redeeming quality there. Where like here's like nothing with Rocky.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
yeah. So what is your worst movie of the year?
My worst movie is Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, we got a tie. Ding, ding, ding.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's best summed up when my dad said that it was a great movie because you can go see it late night and throw things at the screen. And
Yeah.
that sums it up right there. When your selling point to movie is you can watch it and throw things at the screen, that already tells me how the movie actually is.
Yeah. It's
And I wouldn't even look at her chest. I don't even care. There was nothing redeeming about it except for the fact that it was shorter than I expected.
yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. That was not a good movie at all. This was just like this is the movie to like this is the movie everybody tells you to watch that
Exactly.
you shouldn't watch this movie. If you don't know people who enjoy it, uh I'm not saying to judge them differently or whatever, but I would be like, why?
Yeah.
And like, let's have lunch one day and you can explain to me why you think the Rocky Horror Picture Show is a movie that everybody, including children, maybe, because I'm sure some people feel this way, should watch.
Well, it's that I think it's that same thing as you like when you eat something, you go, dude, this tastes like it's old and moldy. Here, taste it. And you give it to somebody else. I think that's what the Rocky Horror Picture Show basically is you're in a situation where you don't want to be in that situation, but you have that desire to put somebody else in that situation because some sort of gratification at that point that you're making them suffer.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So, well, we both agree on that. So, that was our best and worst of the year. So you said Tenet for the best. I said Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because of how surprising it was. Like I knew, like people knew it was a good movie. I didn't expect it to be that good.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
exceeded my expectations.
Mhm.
Which I go in with shitty expectations half the time anyway. So it's like that movie gonna suck. No, like this is an Emmy award-winning film. It's got all your favorite actors in it. That's gonna suck. Bill Rose.
When you watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you're right.
Yeah, you go in there with lowered expectations, and you think, well, I have lowered expectations, so that means the movie won't be as bad as I'm expecting it to be, and it's just worse.
Yeah.
And you're like, how? How did you? How did you? I should like see my worst expectations.
Did we do Spice World this year or was that last year?
I think we did Spice Girl this year. Most of the movie reviews, I think, were not all of them, but a good chunk of them were this year.
So definitely Rocky Horror Picture Show beat out Spice World for the worst movie of the year.
Well, but
That-
this Spice World, I could watch it, and it's like if I watch it and just know how bad it is, I could at least maybe find some parts that are funny, maybe for the wrong reason, but still funny. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
with Rocky Horror, it's like
Yeah.
Meatloaf trying to run everybody over with the motorcycle.
Mhm.
I wish he was more successful. I wished him luck and luck in your endeavor of killing all these people.
Which is ironic because then we look at the other movie that we did with Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it has Steve Martin, who is also riding a motorcycle.
But that one was different because Little Shop of Horrors was good.
Yeah, it had a point.
It had a point. It was so over the top with everything where like there's aliens and there's puppets, and it's like, okay, nobody here is like raping somebody or sexually molesting anybody or making people and making people, including the audience, feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. They're just killing people and eating them. That's basically it. And that they okay.
Yep. When is this new Street Fighter movie coming out?
Oh, I don't know. Have you seen the most recent ad thing about it?
No, but I've been slowly like it's been showing up little by little, like on my feed with different social medias, and I'm paying a little attention to it. I'm not like looking super into it because I know it's a while before the movie comes out, but people are arguing over who's playing the roles, and I'm like, I don't care. I never really paid enough attention to the full Street Fighter lore to care about most of the characters. Some of them, like I think like I didn't think that Jean-Claude Van Damme should have been playing a U.S. Air Force pilot, but
Well, wait till they did actually incorporate Guile's hair into this one, and when you see it, you might think maybe they shouldn't have done that.
it's
It
with
looks like it's going to be over the top slapstick cartoony action.
Oh, dude, with like how realistic they've been getting lately, like you don't know. I don't know if you really want to do that. I mean, like with the Mortal Kombat movie, they did a pretty decent job on that. I mean, it ain't perfect, but it's pretty hard to get perfect.
Let's see if we can bring up the teaser trailer thing and let's watch it, because you don't even need sound for this.
Yeah, bring it up.
Okay, so hold on. Yep, I'm bringing it up. I just got to get through this ad. Okay. No, thanks.
So, how was your Christmas?
It was workingly good. Are you ready for this trailer?
Okay, we're waiting for. Okay,
Yeah, sorry.
I don't want that air down. That's all.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm there with you. Do you see the screen?
Yes,
Here it goes.
I hear they have a lot of wrestlers in here.
Yes, there's a lot of wrestlers.
Let's see here, too. I can recognize. So far, it looks really dumb.
Yeah, this looks really bad.
Yeah, this is like a little like they went over the top with it, which is like Street Fighter should be the most realistic one out of all of them, I think, unless they do like Pit Fighter the movie.
Well,
Which I gotta say that's called Fight Club, but
yeah, I was thinking like Mortal Kombat, and all of a sudden thinking you're saying like unrealistic. There you go. There's your Street Fighters, and yeah, you don't win. You're gonna want to lose that one.
they're coming out with a new Super Mario Brothers movie this year too. This upcoming year. I think it's this year or next year. It might be 2027 they're doing it. But
That's not surprising. I mean, the movie did really well.
yeah, Super Mario. They're doing. I think it's Super Mario Brothers Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be they're gonna they did a really good job with the first one. It's like it's not exactly as following the game story, but it's really hard to exactly follow it with like how unbelievable it is. So you have to like pick and choose, but they chose to stick with it as much as they could, just like they did with Sonic the Hedgehog. They're doing a Legend of Zelda movie, which is gonna be a live action. Nintendo's doing a Nintendo cinematic universe, but instead of sitting it all in one studio, they're spreading it out. So different studios are going to be doing different franchises. So the chances they're crossover. We talked about this already. The chances they're crossover will probably be slim unless you do like a Super Mario Brawl movie or something like that.
And then also
Limited. Unless you do like Smash Brothers Brawl, the movie, they're never going to have a crossover because there's no way to. Why would these characters ever be at the same place at the same time? Of it, do Smash Brothers, anyways. Like, what would be the story? Would it be like all these characters all of a sudden like a warp thing showed up in front of them and they go through it and end up in the same universe?
Mhm.
How would they do that?
I don't know.
I'm asking. Oh, okay. What do you
I
think?
have no idea. I do know. I also heard that there was rumors of a Metroid movie too.
Yeah, then there is. There's rumors of a Metroid movie, but they're all, like I said, they're all being done by different movie studios. The only connection being that Nintendo will be overseeing it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what Shigeru Miyamoto is doing now. He's no longer running gaming. He is now going to be the head of the cinematic universe, and he's going to make sure that the Mario movie and the Zelda movies and the Metroid movies are true to, or at least true enough to the game material. Because, like I said, there's certain things you're going to have to like change. It's just you have to.
Yeah.
You can't just do it exactly. So, other than that, like he's going to make sure that it follows as close as possible, so we don't end up with another Super Mario Brothers with. We reviewed that too. The old Super.
Yeah, we did do that one.
That was last year. I think we did that one with the
Yeah.
live action one with John. Like was that? Was it?
Yeah, Bob Haskins and John, like whatever his name is. I can't think of his name. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
The movie that
Yeah.
everybody wanted taken off of their IMDb.
Who is the villain? I want to say it's not Dennis Rodman, but it's something close. Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, yep.
Dennis Rodman would not work for Super Mario Brothers live action movie.
I don't know. I do call him Rodzilla.
He wasn't he in some sort of a game movie or something?
Probably.
Oh no, I'm thinking he was in like Demolition Man.
Oh, that's right. I think he was in that, and then he was like, I just remember he was in WCW for a while because he was friends with Hulk Hogan, and he blew off a practice with the Chicago Bulls to show up on WCW Nitro, and it made like waves. It got him suspended or something like that from basketball, and it's like, dude, the basketball thing is your bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who are going to pay you nonstop. You're making all your real money from that. WCW, if they're paying you anything, it is nothing compared to what the basketball is paying you.
Yeah, don't
All of a practice.
if you're gonna call in sick to work, don't go to somewhere where it's gonna be broadcast everywhere.
Yeah, you don't go to the Los Angeles Dodgers game and it's going to be nationwide on NBC because it's a divisional game, and expect Principal Belding not to find out. Okay.
Exactly. See, I thought you were going for the was it the CEO recently that got caught with his secretary or whatnot.
Oh, I could have gone there. I was also thinking
Yeah.
about going with a Chicago Cubs game and going with Ferris Bueller, but one of the Steel Plots and Ferris Bueller that like somebody saw him at the game or something.
Was that?
Wasn't that in Ferris Bueller where somebody saw him at the game?
I don't think they did. I don't know.
I know they went to a game. Then they did like all the stuff that you should do if you ever visit Chicago. Like if you ever want to know what to do if you ever visit Chicago, just watch Ferris Bueller. And
You know what? And this is making me think maybe around May or June, we may have to have a schools out movie reviews and add Ferris Bueller to it.
where you do Ferris Bueller and Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh, I can't hardly wait.
It's got Seth Green and a 19-year-old Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Great. If we do that, we have to do Rock and Roll High School Forever with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
Well, we'll talk it over as we get closer to it. But yeah, we got movies that there's so many movies. It's insane how many movies there are.
Yes, we're watching them all, so you guys don't really have to, but some of you probably should. So, all right, let's get on the ball here. Let's get to our topic.
I wish we would get on topic.
We need to get on topic, and we really should have done this last week and then sent our where to gift these to, but we're better than that.
Yeah.
We're not here to make you spend money on this. We are not on OnlyFans or Patreon because we don't have to be.
Why would we be on OnlyFans?
I don't know. I just know that.
I mean, I think the original intent of OnlyFans was to be like Patreon, and then because they had that one thing of the no nudity rule and no porn rule wasn't there, you could do Patreon. Did you know?
Whenever somebody says that they're on something, the first thing I think they're going to say is OnlyFans.
It depends on who it is. Like if it's like some girl and she's like mildly attractive and she's on anything, like not only like people I know, I'm talking about like if it's like somebody like some YouTuber or something is like, oh, check me out on my OnlyFans, Instagram. Oh, okay.
Like when you see that and you see that they're like a content creator, I'm like 99% sure that their link's going to say OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So,
and they never do it directly. It's always like they'll have like one of those Linktree deals or something like that, or like a ripoff of Linktree, and it'll just be like the first one is there would be like my saucy site or my naughty content, because they don't want to say OnlyFans because it's so like it's actually like sounds degrading in a way. You'd almost rather say I have a site where people pay me to get naked instead of saying I have an OnlyFans.
See me and dreamy kind of stuff. Yeah. Looking cute. See me on OnlyFans.
There's people who have OnlyFans but are actually legitimate, like Patreon like sites, like services that they do there, and I'm like, you don't know where you are. Are you trying to turn this place around? Because you single handedly are not going to do that. It's like, why don't you just put your church on there while you're at it?
See, it's OnlyFans. They should really rename it to "You're only going to have fans for about 5 years."
I'm curious on how much all these companies pay, because I know somebody who has a Patreon. They have also a membership level on their TikTok, and I don't think she has anything else. But I'm like, there's people who have that, and then they also have the memberships thing on YouTube, and I'm like, what pays the bigger percentage? Because I would think YouTube probably takes the most, but it's already there. We're already using it. It'd be so much easier to just set up a membership program and to tell people, hey, go to this other website, even though Patreon's pretty popular. But say, like, would you go to this other website and pay us there?
Mm-hmm.
But how much of a difference is it? It's like, it must be a bigger difference because there's people do that. They'll do the membership but they will tell people to go to their Patreon and they don't tell them to do the membership.
Well, then why don't you go ahead and open up an OnlyFans page and do your steamy shots?
Do their fans. I'm talking about Patreon.
Oh, whatever. Patreon, OnlyFans, it's the same.
Patreon only allows nudity if it's artistic. And see, I don't know what that has to do with my argument.
Here's an apple. Look at my tatas.
I'm like, oh, could I go look into the rules? And I'm like, so could I figure that they were just the clean version, like Patreon's clean and OnlyFans dirty. But no, you can get a little dirty in Patreon as long as it's not like, if it's like some woman like just standing there topless, she can do that. But you can't do like her topless while somebody's coming on her or something like that. I know I'm sorry getting graphic here, but yeah, it's like those are like the rules that they have. They can't.
That's people. I'm having this thought that the BM show should open up an OnlyFans because when somebody sees a title like the BM show, they're going to think it's some sort of extreme fetish type of show for them to watch, and then they'll just start giving us money.
What if it's just the show we're doing now, but it's completely translated into German?
You could do it.
I'm spielen. I'm feeling. I don't know much German.
The only German I know is from like playing Wolfenstein.
Well, spielen is to play, and then filmen is movie. Some of them, like, you can just kind of tell by like what the word is. Like you can guess what they're saying and probably be correct. That's why some people they define these languages so hard. I'm like, English is a combination of French and German.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not even effing kidding you. It is literally a combination of those. I mean, there's stuff from other languages too, but for the most part, it's mostly made up of French and German.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the words are pronounced differently, but if you see them spelled out, you can kind of tell what words are which and what language they come from.
If you see a German word spelled out, that's when you just pretty much give up.
Well, the Germans are known for taking, instead of having a single word for something, they have it where it's a compound word.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't like, they don't have a lifeguard. They have a rescue swimmer.
Okay.
They don't have, you're not wearing your, what is it would you wear on your feet when you come home?
Shoes?
No, like in the house.
Slippers?
You might not wear them, but some people do, like older people to keep their feet warm. They have slippers. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Germany, they call them house shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I call them house shoes because my mother's German. And to me, it's like, I think it's a better term actually. But stuff like that. Like there's no, like a lot of times instead of calling it this one single word like we do in English, the Germans call it, they kind of describe it. Instead of, they call it by a description. So
Gotcha. All right. So let's get on our topic here.
yes, topic of the day of the week.
The topic of the year, since it's the end of the year.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about our wish lists, what we're looking forward to hopefully coming out in 2026. So I'll go ahead and I'll jump in. I'm gonna share my screen. Did you? I don't know if you pulled anything for yours.
No, I didn't. But
I sure did. I could always just do a search on Steam.
Yeah.
For yours. I'm assuming your stuff will be there. So I'm gonna start with kind of a weird one here, that may or may not ever exist. And that would be this game here, Agent 64, Spies Never Die. And this has actually been in the work for a while, and it's supposed to come out this year, but it just kept getting pushed back, and who knows when it's going to finally exist. I'm hoping 2026. This is very GoldenEye, but it's GoldenEye on a PC, which is gonna make it feel a lot nicer. And they do have a demo. I don't know if they still have the demo out. Oh, you can request to join the playtest access, which I think you're pretty much going to be granted as soon as you request the access. And it does play very well, just like playing GoldenEye. So definitely something that's on my radar if it ever exists. If not, hey, at least I got the demo, so I can always do the first level again. But that's one of the ones I'm looking forward to. So Ben, do you want me to stop sharing my screen, or do you want me to search for yours?
You look up Shenmue 3 remake or remaster. Forget what the subtitle.
Shenmue 3.
They're
I don't
doing
see remake, but I see just regular one.
Yeah, they don't have it listed here. It might not be far enough along to be even like in the pre-order status, but they're doing a Shenmue 3. They're doing an update to it because this game's actually going to be coming up in a couple weeks. I'll be talking about this again. And because of that, I'll be talking about it again in a couple weeks. Is the reason why this game needs to be updated and fixed in so many effing ways. It feels like you get this game here, and it's supposed to be the sequel to a game that's set up like the whole like genre of gaming. It's one of the first open world game setups that they had that like actually was, had some budget to it and looked really good. And then Shenmue 2 came out, and then, Shenmue 3, they take like one step forward and two steps back with like the controls are bad. The game was shorter than people were expecting. It was missing a lot of things they were hoping it would have. There's a lot of stuff that we're used to now as gamers that were not included because they weren't around when the Dreamcast was out. They were trying to make it feel authentic. And it's like, fuck authenticity when it comes to like certain things that just make the gameplay better.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't mind if it doesn't feel exactly like it did back when, and yeah, so this remaster that they're doing is supposed to fix a lot of those issues and make the game a lot better, well-rounded, and just a lot more fun.
Gotcha.
It'd be nice also if I can import my save from Shenmue 2.
Or how about import it from what you've already done on 3?
Oh, fuck that. I'll start the game over. I don't mind starting it over, but if I can keep my save from Shenmue 2 and continue my character over,
Yeah.
that would be nice, because that is a feature that comes from Shenmue 1 to Shenmue 2 with the remasters. So, like, if you're doing a remaster, throw that in there as well. Also, it's going to be available for every system that has Shenmue 1 and 2, where currently Shenmue 3 is only available on PC and PlayStation.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's such a fun. It's a relaxing game. It's a very, very relaxing game. You're in this world, and it's just like a lot of times you're killing time because everything's done in real time. That's another thing that really wasn't in Shenmue 3 was a lot of the real time happening events. They didn't, like it was different. So like it should have been different with different controls being more modern controls, but the gameplay would feel the same. But no, they changed the wrong stuff.
So is it like that you're a literal minute of game time is equal to a minute of our time?
No, they do the whole
Okay.
thing where every minute's an hour.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's
That
stated
makes
plays
sense.
all the time. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're not that nuts. Like you gotta sit there and like, whoa, this guy's coming in 6 hours. I guess I'm gonna go find something to do for 6 hours.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this going for a while.
I mean, a lot of times you do have like a half an hour to kill, but you're not waiting. It's not a half an hour of game time. It's a half an hour of like in the game of like a couple hours go by, and you'll sit there and like go to the arcade and kill time.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about the game is you do have to kill time at certain points, and there is stuff to do. You can gamble if you want, or you can go play video games, or you can work on your moves if you want to and improve your character. But a lot of times you need money to do that, and the easiest way to get money in the game is to gamble. Because you can do jobs, but the easiest way in the game to make money is to gamble, and here's why. You can save at any time.
Yeah, understood.
So, you get it. You know what I'm talking about.
You
"Oh, shit, I
absolutely.
lost. Load. Oh, shit, I lost. Load."
Yeah, I learned that one in save states on the first Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, all the modern Shenmues have, like, eventually have save states. They don't call it that, but you can say it at that time. So you just save it right at the table, load it at the table again, and go back to gamble it. And I'm currently down out in Shenmue 1 trying to get all the collectibles from the tomato store, which is, their convenience store.
So a question on that is it always random when it starts, or is it like a set pattern? And what I mean by that is like if you go to, let's just say there's a roulette table, and you go to the roulette table and you save, and then you put your money on 5, and the number comes up 13. Then you reload it and put your money on 13 and be right, or is it something that always
Random.
changes randomly?
It's random.
Ah, bummer.
Yeah, no, I wish it was predictable like that. No, but it is random. But like I said, you're literally saved right at the table. You just have to get out of the betting mode, save the game, or reload the game, I mean, go back into it. Like as soon as you get to the table, you just save your game.
Yeah. And then you basically go,
When you win, you save your game.
yeah, you guys, they basically go all in each time. So you're doubling your money basically each time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
each one of them has different places to bet. And the betting is, I love how the betting is done. You could do this here in the States, I'm sure. If no one's done it yet.
Mhm.
You don't win, you don't win money. You win tokens. And then you could take those tokens to the prize desk and buy a prize. And then you walk outside and immediately right next to the casino, right next to the game place, they don't call it a casino, right next to the game place, there's there's a pawn shop
Mhm.
who just happens to only take the stuff that are prizes
Yeah.
at the game shop and they give you money in return. So that's how they get around the no gambling thing.
Yeah. Understand.
Yeah, and I love it in a way. I mean, it's a little like in the video game, they probably should overlook that and just get to me getting my money instead of me having to go through this whole rigmarole. But when you look at it, like they do this in real life.
Mhm.
They actually do this in like I don't know where, but I just it looks too clever to not be done somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, but like I said, I wish I didn't have to go through the rigmarole and doing it and just give me my money. With a teddy bear, what am I supposed to do with?
All right. So I'm going to hop to one of mine here. And this one's been around for a very long time in development. I doubt it's going to come out next year, but I'd like it to. And that is Half-Life Decay Solo Mission.
Ooh, that's a series I never got into, but I hear like it's just like amazing.
Half-Life, I think, is okay. I'm not a big like I'm not one of those, oh my gosh, Half-Life is the greatest shooter ever, and I can't wait for Half-Life 3, which I think it's funny because every like month there's this big thing like Half-Life 3, it's real, oh my gosh, and nothing's ever really materialized. I'm sure there's going to be a Half-Life 3 someday. But it's like people are just pushing for it and pushing for it. But the reason why I'm looking forward to this is Half-Life Decay was a PlayStation 2 exclusive on the Half-Life disc, and it was a two-player game. So you're actually there are two characters within it, and they work together to get through everything. There was someone that did a mod for Half-Life to make that work, and I got all the way to the very end of it, and it freaked out, and like the boss battle or whatever wouldn't start. So I put all that time to actually play it and finish it, and I could not finish it. I ended up going like on YouTube to watch a video of somebody who finished it just to see what happened afterwards. So I'm waiting for this because my only other option to play Decay would be to like boot up PlayStation 2 or emulate PlayStation 2 with two controllers and work both the two characters at the same time somehow.
Mm.
So that's kind of a little bit too much of a headache. So this is kind of my last resort for playing Decay. So I would like to see this come to existence sometime.
Mm.
But it's one of those that people are asking, or basically saying, this is never going to happen because it's been in development for so long.
A lot of times that those games are just having trouble getting the permission to launch it. But then again, if they're showing this on Steam, and that's the same company that owns Half-Life, right?
Yeah.
So I would think if it's there, they got the okay.
Well, I think it comes down to it's just one person doing everything.
Yeah, that might be it too. Where it's like you're doing this, you also got your day job. Maybe you got a wife, kids. Yeah. That like gets in the way.
Exactly.
There's some people I don't know how the hell they do it. They get more done in their hobby than I do, and I got nothing going on other than like my job. They've got like they're everywhere doing everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like, oh yeah. I'm also like I just finished writing my first book. I don't what book? How?
Oh, yeah. Motivation.
How are you doing that? Right. So sexy. This is something you're not going to find this up on Steam. In fact, you're probably not going to find anything about this at all. But I just noticed it coming. I don't know if it's going to come this year or not. Because it's a pattern I've been seeing. They release one of these games as a gaming cabinet, and then eventually it comes out on the home consoles as a retro release. WWF WrestleFest.
Okay.
This one was making the retro news because they re-released it as not a one-up cabinet, but a competitor to one-up. I forget the name of the company that released it, but they're having issues with it because they didn't get the rights to 3 of the characters, and they just pulled them out of the game. There's a problem. They pulled these characters out of the game. Actually, it's more than 3 characters. Actually, I think there's like because the cabinet has WrestleFest, Superstars, and like 3 other games that have nothing to do with WWE. And the Superstars, they pulled out Andre the Giant, which sucks because Andre the Giant is one of the ending characters. It's supposed to be the last match is supposed to be against Andre the Giant and the $1 Million Man. Now it's the $1 Million Man plus mystery partner, meaning anybody else in the game who you might have already fought already. The idea is you don't fight these guys until you make it to the end. And then in WrestleFest, they took out the Legion of Doom, who are the bad guys, or not the bad guys, but they are the end guys in the tag team mode. So again, you make it to the end of the tag team mode, and now you just face 2 random wrestlers who are placed together who have no rhyme or reason. And it's just also there's these interview segments with Mean Gene Okerlund and Superstars where he's talking to the $1 Million Man and Andre the Giant and Virgil, and now it's just Virgil and the $1 Million Man, and Andre the Giant's not there. And not like they put anything in his spot. It's just he's not there. There's nobody there. So people have been having issues with that. I guess there's problems also with the controls. They released a firmware update since, and then right now there's an unofficial firmware update that upgrades the ROMs to the original WWF version of the ROMs, like you're seeing the picture here, instead of using the WWE GIMP version of the ROM.
And I'm assuming that puts Andre the Giant and everyone back in the game as well too.
It gives you the original version of the game.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, when you're at the app point, why don't you just play it on an emulator?
Yeah, exactly.
But that gives me the idea that since they did this already with a couple games that eventually led them to being released as home releases, they did this first with Ninja Turtles, and then they did it recently with Mortal Kombat. I'm thinking it's about a year to 18 months, you're going to see this game as well get a release on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So even if it's this version of it with some characters taken out, it's still a fun game.
Yeah.
And it's got Hogan in it. And that, like, when you think of WWF, it's like you think of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Macho Man's not in it. They pulled him out. I don't know why they couldn't get the rights to him, but they couldn't. I think it has to do with, and we've talked about this actually. I think we talked about this in a couple of months ago. I talked about this issue. It has to do with if they were alive when they were signing the contracts for the rights. I think they're in the game, but if they were passed away already, they didn't bother getting the rights.
Yeah.
For the re-release.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it worked. So Hogan, because he died recently, was still around to sign the paperwork to say that he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you pay him, he's okay with it.
See, this is what I always wanted to do is build an arcade cabinet and then put like a Raspberry Pi inside of it with all of the arcade games on it.
We have that at my church.
Yeah, that's
It's actually for sale if anybody wants to buy it. And I'll be kidding. It's literally for sale if anybody wants to buy it. We're trying to get rid of it because nobody uses it. We put it out there expecting to get all this use, and the thing is, like, it was for the kids, and it's too easy to mess with it. And the kids kept messing with it. So it's like the adults, we don't have time for this. Like, if I'm gonna play a video game, I'm gonna play them at home. I'm not gonna play them at work. I'm not gonna play them at the church. You know, I'm gonna play them at home. And so I don't really want to sit there in the church lobby playing Nintendo. But so like, yeah, we're looking for somebody. If anybody who's listening to this is in the Connecticut area and wants to buy an arcade cabinet that has a Raspberry Pi built into it with every single game up until like the PlayStation 1. Or Mike, if you want to pay to have it shipped across the country.
Well, I've actually got my house now set up. That's why I kind of have that TV in my office behind me, is because I've hooked the Raspberry Pi up to that, and that's a good height for me to like play arcade games, because I have the arcade stick hooked right into it, and I'll just put it right in front of me on my table.
Oh, this is the short size one. It's not super big though. It's supposed to be for 4 players, but it's a 2-player cabinet.
Yeah. See, I'd be also very picky about how I built it too.
Yeah.
I'd have to make sure that it had like everything, like guns, the trackball, that the sticks had at least 6 buttons each. That was 4 players, and somehow able to hook an additional 2 players in if necessary. So if I did it, I'd have to do some sort of a custom job. But
It's the same company we got ours from. They do that. We bought like the starter model, like the North Rails model, but they had it where you can get it with custom artwork, and you got joysticks however you want them to be. And like like you go to their website and it's like, you know, they do not have the rights to do anything they're doing.
Yeah. See, though, and those things are pretty pricey.
You can get like a Street Fighter custom made cabinet with every single video game ever made up until PlayStation 1 on a Raspberry Pi with like 4 joysticks and an ultra wide screen, and it would look absolutely gorgeous. And Capcom is not getting a dime for it.
Yeah, and then how much are you paying for it? Because they're expensive.
We paid, how much did we pay? I think we paid $1,500 for our plain Jane machine. So you can imagine those are like $3,000, probably $5,000, something like that. Would be my guess. Yeah. So it's if you have the room for a cabinet,
Yeah.
There's some people, they have the whole room just devoted to it. I have a whole room that is where I can do wherever I want, and that's the only room I have where I can do wherever I want. I do not have the room. I don't have a room for a stand-up arcade machine or a small arcade machine or a pocket arcade machine. I do not have room for arcade machines. I have gaming consoles, and they could stack on top of each other, and that's perfect.
That's why that's why eventually you got to come on out here again so we can do some arcade gaming.
Yeah, I actually follow the Sacramento Coin Up on Instagram. So every month they remind me that they do the free play Sunday.
Yeah, which is actually would be today. Right now.
They're doing free play. I believe to ring in the New Year.
Yeah.
They're doing a free play thing for New Year's Eve. I saw something
Nice.
about that.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's what they want, because if people go to New Year's, they drink. And everybody go. You think they're money in? And you do, but they probably they are not as much as the bar does.
It's just like, well, it's free pay now, free play now, but once everybody gets a little bit in them, we'll start turning it on, and they won't notice.
Well, they're only doing free play from 6 to 9.
Okay, there you
You're
go.
not off. You're right on the money. So once they get a little lit, and they get a little lit by 9 o'clock, they start charging the machine, start charging money again.
Exactly.
After being the guy, you got to walk around the arcade and flip the switch to turn them all so they start charging money. It's like the people just looking at you, is like, you motherfucker. You son of a bitch.
All right.
Do they have to do it machine by machine, or do you think
They would have to do it machine by machine,
yeah.
as they'd have to get the person off of the machine to do it too.
Well, they probably have a policy, if you're already on it, they'll let you go until you're done. I
Yeah,
would think it'd be the policy, because what are you gonna do? Tell somebody, hey, can you pull away from the machine for a second so I can make you pay?
exactly.
Yeah, no one's gonna do that.
All right, so I'm gonna do some of my list. I'm actually gonna do a block of them because these are all the kind of, they're basically the same genre. And this is gonna be the games I'm looking forward to in the Metroidvania genre. So I'm gonna go through these just kind of quick here. So the first one I'm looking forward to is Time Spinner 2, which I picked the first Time Spinner up, and it actually was a really interesting Metroidvania. It wasn't like a super long one, but still was a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. No idea when this one's going to come out, but because this one's been kind of in development hell. But when it does, I'm definitely planning on picking this one up. Another one that's a Metroidvania that I'm looking into is the Transylvania Adventure of Simon Quest. I have no idea, looking at this game, how they would come up with such a name like that. But it's definitely a creative name. And yes, this is very Castlevania 2. So
They had somebody who was a lawyer, and they just went and said, how can we name this and include Simon's Quest in it? And they're like, well, if you name it Transylvania Adventure of Simon Quest, it is legally different enough.
yes, here's the thing is that this one also is in kind of a development hell as well too, and it may be it says this is live broadcasting, although we all know how that's going to go because evidently it's always live broadcasting 24/7 on Steam. So we don't know if this is still in the works or not, but if it is, then I'm looking forward to getting this. Another Metroidvania that I'm looking forward to is Pipsqueak, which was one that I didn't think I'd want to get into based off kind of like the theme and the look of it. But then I played the demo, and it is a definite solid Metroidvania game. So no idea when it's coming out, but it's definitely one that's on my radar to get. It's kind of interesting because it has the mechanic with the sword that makes me think of the extreme platformers where we have to jump off the wall and and hit the right spot and do everything just perfectly. So I'm curious to see if this is going to fall into the lines of like games like Celeste and so forth, where you have to be super exact and it could be end up being frustrating, especially being a Metroidvania. Uh, so then the other Metroidvania that I'm looking forward to is called Wolfhound, which kind of looks like a Metal Gear Solid Metroidvania. Um, so I definitely it's a nice change of style. There was one that came out recently, which was Guns of Fury. That was kind of a like a Metal Slug Metroidvania. I guess you could say this is kind of Metal Sluggish too, but also feels like it's Metal Gear. So I want to check this one out and I want to see how this one goes. So those are the 4 Metroidvania games that I'm looking forward to, hopefully in 2026.
Hmm. Very cool.
Yep. Ben?
You probably won't find anything in this one either, but it's the third Zelda game in the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom trilogy.
Okay, I'm sure there's something on it.
Because I know that they're working on a third one. That's what I heard anyway.
Let's see if there's anything. The third Breath of the Wild.
Oh, really? They're moving on, they say.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Okay, I thought they were going to continue it on. I thought they was going to do a trilogy, but I guess not.
Well, they did have a third Legend of Zelda game, which was the Echoes of the Heart or something like that. I don't remember what it.
It's not set in this timeline.
I know it isn't.
Yeah, it's yeah. That's the thing with Zelda. There's so many different canons. It's like that. Which one you're gonna like? Which one are they gonna follow? And they
Yeah.
tend to always love to like go back and revisit old canon. So maybe they will come back to Breath of the Wild canon like down the road. That I thought they were doing a third one. I honestly thought they were doing a third one. I actually was talking about it today.
Well, I'm sure you're looking for looking forward to whatever the next Zelda game will be.
Yeah, depending on like what they do with it. You know, it should be good, but we're at a time now where they're handing it all over to a newer generation. They already did. They literally did that. They did that already. Where they switched it. It's all like, it's probably actually I know their third generation. Then I'm thinking about it of game developers over at Nintendo. So
Yeah.
there's times when like the Zelda games hit, and there's sometimes when it just, at least with me, it doesn't hit. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Same with me. Same with me in Zelda games. That sometimes it does hit like on the very first Zelda game, and sometimes it doesn't hit like on every single Zelda game after that.
Yes, yes. I guess you know what I mean then.
Absolutely, I'm right there with you. I got that feeling too.
Yeah.
No, I mean honestly, with Zelda games, I could probably go back and actually go through Link to the Past or Link's Awakening or Oracle of Ages and Seasons and still kind of enjoy them. It's just the level that the first one put is so high. It's just it doesn't the rest of them just don't feel like it even gets close to achieving it for me.
Mm.
So
Yep.
so all right. So I'm gonna do a couple others since they're both in the same genre really quick here because I got a lot on my list, I guess.
Yeah, I
Uh,
see a lot of open tabs up there.
yeah, so now I'm gonna talk about RPGs, so the ones I'm looking forward to. Threads of Fate. And this is very chrono
Threads of
triggering.
time.
What's that?
Just threads of time. You said
I'm sorry. I said Threads of Fate. Threads of Fate is something else. Threads of Time. Thank you. This is very chrono triggery. So you're basically traveling through time. It is a turn-based RPG. And just for the record, I now remember Threads of Fate is an old Squaresoft game from like PlayStation. So that's where that one came from. But I'm still actually waiting for a demo on this. And this is one of the reasons why it's been on my wish list is I want to see the demo and I want to see how the battle system truly plays. to decide if it's 100% going to be my type of RPG or if it would be time to pass on it. But it looks like it's probably going to be pretty Chrono Triggery, which will make it pretty good. We'll just have to see in time how that plays out. The other one I'm looking forward to, this one looks super old, and I love it for that. Destiny Spire. So Destiny Spire is, I mean, this is going back to a definite like Nintendo style.
That
And
Spire sounds like the name of like. Remember the 90s? They used to try doing like soap operas for teenagers. They had like Swans Crossing and shit like that.
yeah,
It sounds like another one of those. Like
Hey,
Swans Crossing, Destiny Spear.
this could be a soap opera. What really I connected to on this is because it has a style like Ultima Exodus on NES. It starts out with the quest that you, or the not the quest, the questions you get like in Ultima 4 to determine what your character class is. So it definitely feels super 8-bit Nintendo style RPG. My only concern for this is that the battles are not pausable and they're active, which is um on purpose. So you can see here that he talks about not your traditional turn-based combat. The battle continues even while you select your actions. You'll need reflex and wits to survive. So you're gonna have to, plan out your strategies like super quick because the timer keeps going. And given that there's times that I just have to like put down the controller, that's my main concern with this game. Other than that, I'm definitely looking forward to giving this a go and just kind of seeing how this one plays out. I don't expect it to be like, showing up at like $40, but if it's got a price tag of like $10, I'm sure I could get $10 worth out of it.
Mm.
And with that, passing the mic back to Ben.
Um, but the thing is, like, there's not like a ton of titles I'm like super looking forward to. Because normally I'd be looking forward to the wrestling title, but I'm like kind of done with that. They've done so much to ruin wrestling over the last year.
Uh-huh.
John Cena kept his word and ruined wrestling for everybody. Um, I love that he said that months ago, and I remember that he said that. And I'm like, how come nobody's referencing the fact that he promised to ruin wrestling?
Mhm.
And he kept his word. Um, what's coming out? Um, hmm.
Well, do you have a Switch 2 yet?
Yes, I've had a Switch too. I got it like almost when it came out. I was like, I got it like a month after.
Okay. Any sort of hardware you're looking forward to? Anything?
Not really. And I barely use the stuff I have. Um, the only thing I'm really looking forward to, like maybe some like in the future, like more. They've been releasing the Audrey Hepburn movies in 4K and the Bond movies in 4K. So I've been like looking forward to that. But like for gaming, it's like I don't game as much as I used to. Like I spent this week I played Simpsons Hit and Run on PlayStation 2.
Uh,
I got so many old games that I haven't even touched yet.
okay. Well, let's flip it here then. Let's change it for you. Rather than being a wish list for what to get, how about a wish list for what you're thinking of playing? Since you have all these games.
I had the idea this morning, and even though it's a game I've already beaten twice, actually I've beaten it 3 times. I want to play Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood Revelation again because like they're still good.
Mhm. Is it this one here?
Yes, that's basically the best one. Like 2's good, but Brotherhood's really good, and then Revelation it starts going back down again. Because Revelation, he's an old man. It's really hard to think, hey, your hero has arthritis pains. Uh, Where in Brotherhood, he's in like the prime of life and he's like the ultimate assassin. And it's very cool to do 2 Brotherhood in Revelation all in a row because at the beginning of 2, you actually experience your character getting born.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of Revelation, he passes away.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it's like you get the whole life of this one character. I don't know why, but I was just thinking about it this morning. It's like, I keep thinking about new games I want to play. Like, why don't I just go back and just play like favorites again? And like one of them has always been Assassin's Creed. Like I said, I've beaten Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood 3 times. I've only beaten Revelations like once or twice because it's not the best. It's got all the cool like tricks, all the new upgrades are really cool in Revelation. But like I said, you start the game off, your guy has arthritis pain, and you have to go find medication.
Yeah.
Your first mission is finding aspirin. So it's like it's a little different than some of the other ones.
So how long does it take to play through like an Assassin's Creed game? Because honestly, I've never really played one.
If you go for a full like getting everything, it'll take you like 30, 40 hours because you got to go through and like find all the hidden flags. If you just play through just to play through it, you could probably get through it in like 20 hours. Get through one of the games.
Okay, gotcha.
And like the story continues on from game to game. Like I said, it's the same character. I would love it actually if Ubisoft would actually release like an Ezio like an Ezio version that's all the 3 games combined into one long game where you can keep your upgrades and stuff, or they can come up with new reasons for you to lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they always have to do that at the beginning of these games. They had to find a reason to bring you back to square one. And like my favorite is still in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, where all of a sudden this guy just shows up and just takes all your stuff from you.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, okay, I guess that's one way to explain why you're back to square one.
Well, there were ways around that in that game. Like I think it's you either shoot through the room or you dash back and you actually keep your stuff, but it's like super hard to do. So by the time you can actually do it, you're just better off just playing it normally because you're that good.
I forget what they say in Brotherhood of why they took your stuff away, but in Revelation, it's just because you're old and out of practice and you're like in pain and stuff. Did you like it's been a couple of years that you've been doing this, so you're coming out of retirement type of thing, and so that's how they explain it in that one. So that's another good explanation of why you don't have your stuff anymore. It's because you're an old man, you're in pain. You haven't done this in forever.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and knock off a whole bunch of my tabs on this next genre. I'm going to take 2 kind of genres and put them together because they're very similar. So now we're getting to like survival horror type games. And Ben, you know this one coming. You can already see this one coming. I cannot wait for Dread Out 3. I am all about this series.
Is this just the one you had me play, right?
This is the one. Yeah, I had you play. Yours was kind of like 1.5.
It
was
the girl looking in a mirror, and she's wearing a very light shirt and some panties that are hugging her ass.
So, but now it's the same character. It's the same character that's been in every Dread Out game. So it's not somebody new. So it's like a continuing story for this character. I think that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm definitely interested in going on, because they're all, linked together. So, and I Dread Out 2 was just such a masterpiece. I definitely want to see where they're going to go with this one. And the fact that it's still Drought 2 got me, like I said, gave me a chance to see like what Indonesia's like without having to get out of my chair. So I want to see what they're going to do with this, and the how they incorporate the, I guess, spiritual beliefs of the country and the folklore and stuff like that within the game. So I'm definitely looking forward to Dread Out 3. And then there's next one is Liminal Point, which looks like it's going to be a very old school Resident Evil type of survival horror game. So you're back to the whole, looking down in your character, hopefully going to have like tank controls. This is another one I have on my list because I think I'm waiting for a demo to come out with it to try it out, to see if it's something that I definitely want to get. But I do like this kind of style with survival horror. But saying that, the next one, which is a very similar name, Luminia Vale, is very much a third person type of survival horror that I definitely want to pick up. I actually have the demo for this one and I played through it, and I was actually pretty impressed with how well this game plays. So this one is definitely going to be one that I'm going to pick up and get some good time into. And then there's my love for Parasite Eve, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So when I see a game that's kind of playing to that style, it gets me interested. One of those is Aether Singularity, which I picked up the demo for pretty early when it came out. I haven't touched it since. But this is extremely like Parasite Eve. But it also looks like it's going to be very indie, low budget. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be super expensive to get. And I want to see how this one plays because it looks very Parasite Eve. The other one is like if Parasite Eve needed a game to sue for being too similar to it, Parasite Mutant. This is like 100% Parasite Eve. What Parasite Eve 3 would be today. I don't know. Have you ever played Parasite Eve, Ben?
No.
No. Okay. I would recommend that might be one to put on your list to try if you're going back to old games. Because it's definitely feels, if you were to take Resident Evil and like a role playing game and put them together, you'd end up with getting Parasite Eve.
I think I have it on my PS3.
Yeah, try the first one. The second one is a lot more Resident Evil-ish rather than um in the role-playing Parasite Eve style.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely gonna get this one when this one comes out. Ben, anything that you want to add?
Actually, you talk about I still want to play through the remake of Resident Evil 2. I got that sitting on my RGL. And the remake of Resident Evil 3, because I got that sitting on my RGL. Because like, yeah, I mean, I heard they're just, and I mean, I played enough of the Resident Evil 2. I have played a little bit of it, so I know like it's kind of just like a remake of like a almost scene for scene remake of the PlayStation 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, we were born on January 1st, 1960. Cool.
Yeah,
It's
that's when the show came to be.
it's a good looking game. I mean, they did a really good job of like just making the graphics look so much better, and it almost makes you wish that they would just remake 0 and 1 while they're at it, even
Yeah.
though 0 and 1 have already been remade.
Mm-hmm. You mean in the style of this? So behind the character in the Resident Evil 4 style instead of the old Resident Evil style.
I mean, the graphics.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the graphics in 0 and 1 are good already because they were out for GameCube, so they still kind of hold up today. But compared to like how some of these games, I mean, they remade 4, and 4 came after 0 and 1. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I for the remake of 4, I can stomach the remake of 4. The original 4, I can't. I'm not as crazy on these remakes as I am the originals, but they still do a really good job on them.
yeah, and I like the puzzle. I like the puzzle solving more than anything. Like I don't even really like fighting the demons too much. I mean, you want to know about games I'm looking forward to? You can try to see if there's any news on this. Portal 3.
Portal 3, I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't think there is either. But like, just Portal 3, like when is that? When are they gonna do that?
Yeah. And according to Reddit, there's a reason there is no Portal 3.
Maybe they're just against making a part 3 of anything.
It could be.
Because look how many different they keep like you were looking about like that Half-Life. They did all these Half-Life missions episodes.
Yeah.
And I don't even think they did episodes 1 and 2, and then they never did an episode 3.
Yeah. And then what I've heard is that there were disagreements on how Half-Life should continue or end. So that's why it never came out, and that's why you never saw 3. So that's still an issue.
Now, I like my reasoning where it's just they have a thing against the number 3.
Yeah, it works. It makes sense.
There's even because there's even Portal 2. There's a mod version of Portal 2. It's called Portal 2 Mel, I think.
Uh-huh.
And it's a whole nother bunch of missions set in the Portal universe. And I'm like, then there's also like Portal Reloaded, I think Portal Reloaded was the re-release for Switch. Never mind. But
There's a lot of Portal spin-offs that they're like handmade. Same with Half-Life. There's a whole bunch of Half-Life spin-offs. Like one of the big ones I believe is Entropy Zero. And that one got so big, I think that may be incorporated into the Half-Life universe, if it hasn't already.
Yeah, but it just seems like they're just like, maybe they don't like the number 3. But I think maybe. No, we can't do part 3. No, they want 3. No 3s. No 3s.
You'll know if you get an announcement for Half-Life 4.
Yes, they're just skipping right over 3. But we got a 3. 3 came out. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. No, it didn't. Yes, it did.
It was called Half-Life Alyx. All right, I'm going to do just a couple more here, just really quick. So now I'm getting into brawlers. First one is Mayhem Brawler 2. I have the first one of this, and I actually really enjoyed it. And it's kind of like a comic book style brawler. But what was really nice about the first one, they hope they do this in the second one, is that when you finish the level, you can choose which path you want to go on. And so basically, essentially, you do level 1, and then there's 2 level 2s because you choose which level 2 you want to do, and then that puts you on the next path and so forth. And oh yeah, it looks like they're doing it right here. You get to choose your level, and then that also determines like the characters that you unlock as well too. I kickstarted this, but when everything got a little rough in life, I had to pull out of the Kickstarter. But I'm waiting for this to pop up to be available. The other one I'm looking for, and now I did say bad stuff about it in the movie review that we did, but come on, man. He-Man, the Masters of the Universe are doing a 2D brawler as well too, in the style like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and Marvel that just came out as well too. So I can't imagine this is going to be bad.
Do you start the game off as Adam, and then you have to like earn the ability to turn into He-Man?
Good question. We don't have the answer for that.
We'll
have to find out.
When I saw that, I was looking forward to you talking about this. When I saw that as one of your tabs. Like, you're doing a He-Man game?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So it's probably going to have remote play. So Ben, we may have to do this as a watch us die.
Oh, look at the cat.
Yeah.
Battle cat looks so cool. I always wanted a battle cat when I was a kid. Oh, look, there's Adam and what's the name of the battle cat when he's not battle cat?
Cringer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't know until we watched that movie. It's been so long. So, and then I'm just going to throw my last one out here. It's not really a brawler, but it's kind of a well-known one that's getting delayed a lot. And that's Mina the Hollower, it's a very 8-bit style action game that that I want to pick up when it comes out, because it's done by the people I believe that did like I can't think of the Shovel Knight. So and I do have the demo. There you go, creator of Shovel Knight. I do have like they had a demo of this, I believe. I think I do have that. And I know I played like the demo of this,
Yeah.
and um enjoyed it quite a bit. So
Video games can be really good for your brain.
yeah.
And I'd say could be because there's some games are just shit. But like people like you can't like it's like saying that all video games are garbage. It'd be like okay, that's like saying that like all rock and roll is garbage. It's like no, there's some rock and roll music that absolutely sucks, but there's a lot of it that's really good. It touches your soul and it really talks to you.
Yeah.
And video games is the same thing. It's like any other art form. There's some stuff that's garbage, and there's some stuff where it's like, dude, this game just changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
So I'm done. Do you have any other ones that you want to add?
um, not really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'd like to see come out, but it's like, what is like for what's actually coming? Probably not. You know, I'm always looking forward to like I still gotta play Mario Wonder. Mario games are always fun, but like none of them are like it's because I'm not a kid anymore. A lot of the magic's gone.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Like now, I like for me to get into a game that has a new feel really hard. But when I fall into a game, I still fall into it really hard too. Like when I fell into like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like you personally, literally told me to shut up because I was talking about it too much. So, it's like I can get that way, but then like there's sometimes I'll play a game where everything, oh dude, this is the greatest game ever. And I'm like, eh, ugh. It's like, why? Why is Final Fantasy VII so good? Huh? I don't get it.
Everyone's got different tastes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can sit here. I used to sit here and play Aerobiz. I don't think there's people who even know what Aerobiz is. And I would sit there and pump hours and hours into Aerobiz and becoming an Aerobiz expert and becoming really good at it. And it's a
I'm gonna
game.
take a guess. Is that the one where you're the bat?
No, Aerobiz is the one where you're the CEO of an airline
Oh, okay.
and you are literally trying to beat out other airlines and become the number one airline in the world. And there's two versions. There's Aerobiz and Aerobiz Supersonic. And then I actually had a copy of it. I think I sold it for PlayStation 1, which is called Air Management 96, which is a remake of Aerobiz 1. It's
Gotcha.
called Air Management in Japan. Uh,
Okay.
and it is a boring business simulator game that I had fun playing because I just enjoyed it. You're in charge of like choosing routes and how much you're going to charge for the flights and what planes you want to use, and stuff happens in the world like a war will break out or the Olympics will happen or whatever, and it affects business and you have to plan for it. They let you know ahead of time, like in 1 year the Olympics will be in Rio de Janeiro, and now you're like, oh shit, I got to get a flight to Rio de Janeiro going
Yeah.
because I want to collect money for this Olympic thing that happens. And then you got to adjust the flights. Like while the Olympics are happening, your Rio de Janeiro flights are full. The Olympics end, and all of a sudden now you don't fill all your planes up anymore. So do you take flights off? Do you bring the prices down? Do you do a combination of both? You know, it's all these business decisions, and you get to see how it affects the market and what happens with that. And I would love it if they did more games like this, and they probably are. I just don't know what they are. I would need to, and I don't want in the depths where it takes me hours to make a decision. That's why I like this game. I'm not sitting there covered in paperwork, looking at figures and graphs and charts, trying to figure out how to make this decision. It's more boiled down for me, which is for a game, you need that.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to be the actual CEO of a fucking airline. If I wanted to do that, I could probably go to college and I probably could have followed that path if I wanted to, but you know.
And I noticed for me, I'm more I've moved a lot to focusing on indie games, lower budget, old school style, because I mean the games today, they're just, first off, you want to get the game, you're gonna have to pay $80. And then if you want the deluxe edition that comes with the DLC, rather than buying it, you factor another $40 there. It's just gotten absolutely ridiculous. And
Every year for years, I bought the WWE highest version. They have the deluxe edition. You think the deluxe, being called deluxe, would be the higher version. No, there's deluxe edition, and then there's like, one year it was the Tombstone edition, or it was the whatever the cover guy is.
yeah.
Name it something after him, like the Cena edition or the You Can't See Me edition or something like that. Like whatever they're doing. And that one would be $120.
Mhm.
But it was the only way to get everything that was possible to get with money at that point.
Yeah.
But now, throughout the year, they have a thing called My Faction. And My Faction is gambling. It's a loot box. You're buying active cards, hoping to get the right card. And if you get certain cards, you unlock more characters in the game.
Mhm.
So they have that going, but then they also have another thing called the Island. And the Island is yet another thing that you could spend money on in order to get yourself to a point where you can go and unlock more stuff in the game. And I'm like getting so ticked off about this. Like, I paid $120 for the full effing version of the game. I want the full version of the game. I don't want to say, oh, you get 90% of it, to get the other 10%, go to War Casino.
Mhm.
I think it's so dumb. It's really like one of the things that's really turning me off with this company right now.
Mhm.
They're like, the buy tickets for it is like the John Cena thing. It was like people were spending thousands of dollars to watch John Cena's final match, which was a total disappointment. I'm surprised the ring didn't fill with trash, honestly. Like, but yeah,
Well, here's the thing for me. So let me put it this way. I picked up Octopath Traveler 0 the day it came out, which is like a $50 game. I saw it on Green Man Gaming for like $40. And my thought was it's discounted. I know I'll get some good time out of it. So I figured $40 is about the highest end I'm going to spend on something like that. I also picked up a game that I just talked about today. I just uploaded a video for Mix and Mike Dicks on the 13th. So I picked this up 9 days after I picked up Octopath Traveler 0, which was Crescent Tower. And I picked it up for like maybe $5 or something like that. So just kind of in reality here, I've actually, according to Steam, since the 4th, I've actually put 18 hours into Octopath Traveler, which sounds like quite a bit of time because I'll play a little bit before I have to start work. Crescent Tower, which I got after that, I've put 28.7 hours into, and I spent a whole lot less on it. So I'm not getting into the AAA titles anymore. I'm not someone who was all like, it has to look beautiful and oh my gosh, the graphics are amazing. I just want something that's simple and fun to play, and indie games are doing that.
we're in somebody. There's a term that I've heard a couple times within the last couple of days. Actually, it's the enshittification of entertainment, and it's happening. It's happening throughout entertainment, where it's just companies are trying to get the most amount of money out of everybody right now. It's just the way the whole system's like this right now.
Yeah.
So you're getting less bang for your buck on everything entertainment wise, and it's really just kind of horrible. This is a good time to rest on your laurels, entertainment wise. Look backwards. What's been out already? What can you get cheap that
Yeah.
has good reviews, that you've heard good things about? Because there's stuff that I'm guaranteeing you folks, there is tons of stuff that you've missed. There's tons of stuff that I've missed. I keep talking about that. I got this back catalog of games. I get like terabytes of games that I've never played that have been sitting in my computer, sitting on my Xbox, sitting on my PlayStation, sitting on my Switch. Maybe instead of me buying a new game for $80 or $40 or whatever and getting disappointed,
Mhm.
just play one of those
I get disappointed.
and get disappointed. But it's still, it's like, oh, it's so bad right now. And then it will get better. It's done this before. The market always does this. They're catching up because they spent so much money trying to get people to sign up for all their streaming shit back during in 2020.
Yeah.
This is all that those streaming sites where they were selling it for $1 a month and there's no way they're making money on it. All this is all biting these companies in the ass right now, and they're making it work. So, and it's hitting gaming too. Like, look what Microsoft did. They brought the price up of the Game Pass. And I'm like, I don't have Game Pass for the first time in 5 years.
Mhm.
Because I'm not paying $30 a month for this. I barely use it.
No.
I got it at $5 a month. And for me, I figure the amount I use it, I'm still overpaying, but you know what? Who cares? For $5, I'll let it go. For 30, I'm really overpaying.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't play it enough. Like I didn't pay enough where I thought, well, $5 enough. $5 a month I didn't think was worth it. I didn't play it enough for that. You know, you're gonna pay it, you think I'm gonna buy 30, you know, and they're all doing this stuff. It's like, and we just have to wait out the storm. The prices will settle again. Fast food just did this. There were years where fast food restaurants were charging more than sit down restaurants. And what happened over the last year? McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King and all of them got their act together and prices are starting to settle down again. And the same thing will happen with gaming, movies, and television.
Yeah.
Right now, they're all chasing the buck. And
Except-
WWE is just as guilty as all of them. But it'll settle down. I'm waiting for it to settle down. I hope it settles down. My wallet wants it to settle down.
All right, so I think we're pretty much at the end of the show. I think we're pretty much done here.
Yeah, it sounds like we're just about done. Next week, what are we doing again next week?
Next week, it's funny that we would be having this talk at the end because next week is going to be. I waited this long to find out that this is trash.
Yes. So forget everything I said about Shenmue 3 because I'll be saying it a lot again next week.
Perfect. And then for the new year, I do have an idea in the works for something that I was going to do that I talked with you about, Ben, which was reviewing some handheld devices that I've picked up. We'll see how that goes if I can get something put together for that. So that's something.
Yeah, so you're going to be doing definitely not handhelds around the world.
Not holding hands around the world. No.
No. Because we both watched Lady Decade and the Top Hat Gamer, and they have that segment called Handhelds Around the World.
I don't really watch them anymore, so I don't know that.
Oh, he's been doing it for years. He did a thing called Handhelds Around the World, where him and his wife would go to some country and he would bring some obscure handheld gaming console, and it literally would be him reviewing the gaming console while like on the beaches of Greece or some shit.
Yeah, so I don't have that budget.
So but like I was talking about for making sure we don't like infringe on their trademark. This is definitely not handhelds around the world.
No, it is definitely not. It is holding hands around the world.
Holding hands around the world. That's right.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to some country, like a third world country, and I'm going to find someone to hold hands with while I try these devices out and review them.
And it's like, you pay me? White man, pay me money, you can hold hand. Can I take picture with you? You big man, I take picture with you.
Wow, okay.
I'm in Korea waiting for somebody at the train station. And this guy comes up and he goes, you big man. Picture? I'm like, what do I hold? Like, what am I, Andre the Giant here? What the hell's going on here?
Well, I had when I was in Japan, I had a guy come up to me and I was just kind of waiting for my friend to show up. And he was asking me, if I'm waiting for a friend, but he's using the word that's basically implies girlfriend while doing the hand gesture for if I'm going to get action. And I was trying to tell him, no, just a regular friend. And then he kept asking it over and over and over again. Well, my friend shows up and she sees what's going on, and she just stands there and watches it happen. And just watches me struggle with this guy.
I did that to somebody at church last week. This guy comes up to me. He's like, it's his second week there, and he's introducing himself, and we're shaking hands. And then somebody else comes up and he goes, "Yeah, hold on, I remember your name." And then he's looking at me like he's expecting me to help her. And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna watch her try to remember what your name is." Ah, this is fun. All right, folks. So you hear the music playing. We are ready to sign off on this one. Mike, what is the last word since I've took the last couple weeks? I think.
Tenant.